Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you is enough to make your blood boil. When you trust someone with your life, you expect them to show up when danger strikes. You expect them to be there when it matters most. But for DJ Warris, that trust was broken in the worst possible way. On the very day DJ Warris was executed, the one person who was supposed to protect him was nowhere to be found. His bodyguard, Dawn. And now, police have that same bodyguard sitting in an interrogation room, struggling to explain why he just happened to take a day off on the exact day his boss was killed. Yes, you heard that correctly. The bodyguard wasn't there. But that's not even the most shocking part. As investigators dig deeper, they've uncovered something far bigger. A woman allegedly running the entire criminal operation behind this killing. Piece by piece, this case is exposing a conspiracy that goes far deeper than anyone expected. By the time we finish breaking this down, you'll understand just how calculated this whole setup may have been. Before we go any further, do me a favor. If you want to see everyone involved held accountable, if you believe DJ Warris deserves justice, smash that like button and subscribe. We're following this case all the way to the courtroom. Now, let's get into what MMC Chaku revealed. The bodyguard's name is Innocent. And honestly, after hearing this, you might wonder whether that name is the biggest irony in this entire case. Innocent wasn't just any guard. He was DJ Warris's personal security and a close associate. According to the lawyers responsible for managing these buildings, every single time DJ Warris entered Johannesburg's inner city, Innocent was right there by his side. Not sometimes, not most of the time, every single time. So the real question is this: what happened last Wednesday? Where was the man who was always there when his boss walked straight into what would become a deadly trap? Let me play for you exactly what MMC Chaku said, because his words are critical to understanding how this all unfolded.
Good evening, Ravina. To yourself and the listeners of SABC. Currently, the close associate of DJ Warris has been taken in for questioning.
I'll ask you about the protection orders in a moment because there was more than one. But I want to start with the associate who you say has been taken in for questioning. This is the gentleman who you mentioned when you spoke to SABC News on Morning Live this morning. I think you said his name was Ishmael, right? So what is the reason why he has been taken in for questioning? Because when you spoke to us this morning, you said he was not with Warras during yesterday's visit, which was different from when they'd gone to Zambezi building in the past.
So we want to really get to understand what has been happening, because the lawyers of who are managing that building say that he's always with DJ Warras every single time. But every time when he is in the city, he will always be actually there. And in this particular time, we don't understand, well, some question in terms of what happened, why he was not there, because we believe that Warris was there with another settled company to install a biometric and the CCTV cameras. And we, with the information we got now, he was there actually for a very long time without his proper security, the detail, and then Innocent was not there as well. So, and then also we understand that he was the last person to have a conversation with DJ Warris. So it's part of the investigation just to get the bottom of it. What was the motive for the killing of Warras?
Now stop right there. Did you notice how the MMC said that? He was careful, very careful. You could hear it in his tone. This is an active investigation, so he chose his words like a lawyer. But if you read between the lines, the message is clear. What he's really saying is this: the pattern doesn't make sense. And when a senior police official says, "We don't understand," what they actually mean is, something is wrong here and we need answers. Now here's where the story gets even more suspicious. DJ Warris wasn't just casually walking through that building on the day he was killed. He was there to install biometric security systems and CCTV cameras. And if you don't fully understand how serious that is, let me explain. Biometric systems track exactly who enters and exits a building using fingerprints or facial recognition. CCTV cameras capture everything: faces, movements, conversations, illegal activity. For criminals operating inside hijacked buildings, these systems are a death sentence. Once they're installed, the operation is finished. No hiding, no excuses. So let's be very clear about this. On the exact day DJ Warris was doing the most dangerous work of his life, the work that would expose criminals and shut down their entire operation, his bodyguard just happens to be absent. That's why police are asking questions. This isn't random. This is like your spouse deciding to go on holiday the same week your house mysteriously burns down. The timing is too perfect to ignore. And then it gets worse. The MMC revealed another critical detail. Innocent was the last person to speak with DJ Warris before he was killed. Think about that for a moment. The last phone call, the last message, the last conversation. What was said? Did DJ Warris tell him, "I'm going to the Zambezi building today. Are you coming?" Did Innocent reply, "No, I won't be there. You'll be fine." Or did someone else ask Innocent, "What's Warris doing today?" And he answered, "He's installing cameras at Zambezi. He'll be there for a while." You see where this is going. In every crime investigation, movies, documentaries, real life, when someone is killed and their closest associate wasn't present but spoke to them shortly before, investigators ask the same questions every time. What did you talk about? Who else did you tell? Where were you when it happened? And can you prove it? This has happened before. Remember the case from a few years ago in Santon, the businessman killed during a hijacking? Later, investigators discovered the bodyguard had been paid to take a different route that day. He didn't pull the trigger. He didn't even know the exact moment it would happen, but he made sure his boss was vulnerable. And that's all criminals need. One gap, one mistake, one person who should have been there but wasn't. So let's break down what it takes to plan a hit like this. First, you need to know your target is on site. Check. DJ Warris was clearly visible inside the building. Second, you need to confirm he's alone. Check. No bodyguard anywhere. Third, you need time to access a weapon. Check. 2 hours is more than enough time. Fourth, you need time to position yourself. Check. Plenty of time to observe movement. And finally, you need the nerve to do it. And apparently, they had that too. Now, here's another detail that cannot be ignored. According to reports from Network 24, reconnaissance was done the day before the murder. An accomplice was seen outside the Zambezi building watching, observing, planning. And after the shooting, one of the attackers returned to the scene twice, pretending to be a random bystander, listening, watching, checking whether anyone recognized him, making sure no one got a clear look at his face. That is not panic. That is confidence. Now, investigators don't jump to conclusions. They examine every possible explanation. So let's do the same. Here are 5 reasons Innocent wasn't there. Theory 1. He was threatened. Maybe criminals warned him to stay away. Maybe they threatened his life or his family. This happens often. People choose survival over duty. It's not heroic, but it's human. If that's the case, Innocent may be a victim too, terrified, traumatized, and afraid to speak. Theory 2. He was set up. Maybe someone told him security wasn't needed that day. Maybe someone impersonated DJ Warris and told him not to come. Criminals are experts at manipulation and misinformation. If this is true, he may have genuinely believed there was no danger. Theory 3. Pure coincidence. A medical emergency, a family crisis, car trouble, something completely ordinary with the worst timing imaginable. It happens. But here's the problem. If that's the truth, why hasn't his lawyer presented a clear alibi? Innocent people usually move fast to clear their names. Silence creates suspicion. Theory 4. He was paid. This is uncomfortable, but it must be considered. Maybe he was offered money, not to help, not to kill, but to stay away, to create a window. Under South African law, that still makes you part of a murder conspiracy. You don't need to pull the trigger to be guilty. Theory 5. He was planted from the start. This is the darkest possibility. What if he was never truly on DJ Warris's side? What if his role was always to be the insider, the man with access, schedules, trust? Organized crime in South Africa has infiltrated police, security firms, and government departments before. Doing it to a private security detail wouldn't be unprecedented. I don't know which theory is true, but I do know this. Police will find out. They're checking phone records, bank statements, location data, timelines, every connection. And if there's evidence, it will surface. So here's what matters now. If you live in Joburg and you know anything at all, contact Crime Stop. If you know where Innocent was, tell police. If you know the identity of the woman allegedly involved, tell police. If you live or work in the Zambezi building and saw something, speak up. No detail is too small. And to everyone watching this, share this video. Let people know this case is being watched. Let them know DJ Warris's name will not be forgotten. Subscribe to this channel, because when arrests are made, we'll be here. When this goes to court, we'll follow every step. Justice doesn't happen in silence, and we're not going quiet.